Welcome back to CEO Monday. I'm Michael Yorba. I'm here with Gwendolyn Griffin. She is a retirement planner with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. All right, Gwen, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me back.
All right, I'm glad that you're here. You're helping an industry sector that wrestle with an issue that we just discussed a little bit earlier that most people are kind of ignoring. You're going into a marketplace and helping these financial planners work through an issue with the people that are in their homes, if I understand this correctly, where when they get on in years, they kind of run out of money, and you're showing how that you can fix that problem, right?
Correct. Well, in the financial planning world, most people have two buckets. And actually, we are showing financial planners and retirees and the 62 and older community that actually you could have three buckets, because the largest asset that most seniors have is the equity in their homes. And so by setting up three buckets so that they can take the equity out of their home with no house payments, it's 100% tax-free money, set it up in a line of credit, and be able to draw from that, it allows that second bucket to not drain at a faster rate. Because if your second bucket only has, let's say it only has $600,000 in it, and you're constantly every month taking from it, and it's nothing really replenishing it, eventually that's going to run dry. And one of the biggest problems that our seniors have is that most of them don't have long-term care or any way of getting long-term care. So by showing them the third bucket, the equity in their homes, it allows them to be able to set up long-term care. It allows them to do this without draining that second bucket by using the tax-free money and setting up another line of credit that will grow, at a percentage between 5 and 5.5, and it allows them to be able to tap into that and buy those, insurances and other financial needs that they may not be able to do if they're, constantly draining on that second bucket.
What's the barrier to entry for financial planners to be able to bring this out in a more pervasive fashion?
Well, one of the problems is that financial planners have kind of shied away from it over the, for several years because, of course, they had, the negative connotations as well. And some of it may be pricing model, some of it may be compliance. But what we've been finding at Fairway, because we're very dedicated to talking with financial planners, which we do on a daily basis, we do a lot of seminars at the financial planning associations, which we happen to be sponsoring here, the Dallas-Fort Worth area one in May. And our top guy in Fairway on the reverse division will be one of the guest speakers. And so they go in and we actually educate financial planners on the safety of them, the need for them, and open their eyes to why these are very, very important to use in their portfolios and to actually just be able to offer to their clients. Now, not every one of their clients is going to need it, want it, whatever, but it should be an option to them. And the financial planners should know enough about them so that they can just give it as an option and then turn around and refer it to a specialist such as myself.
So it's as simple as the barrier to entry is education of the financial planners.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
You mentioned a conference.
Yes.
You said in May.
Correct.
Give us some details on that. Maybe there's some people that want to go.
Sure. Well, every area has what they call Financial Planners Association. It's, kind of like mortgage bankers have an association. Everybody gets together and they have guest speakers to learn the new industries and stuff like that. Well, Fairway Mortgage has actually been guest speakers at these conferences all over the country because more and more financial planners and more financial companies are realizing that reverse mortgages really are kind of an enigma. People don't really understand them, and that they really can be a huge asset to the seniors because they have been completely kind of for better lack of words, is renovated. So it really is the new reverse mortgage. They're highly secured, they're highly regulated, and it's tax-free money. And like I said a moment ago, these people are sitting on the largest wealth. Their biggest asset is usually their home, and it's just sitting there doing nothing for them. And a lot of seniors are actually living hand to mouth, or they're draining their second bucket.
You mentioned earlier that you have been working with some professors, and they've done studies. They've backed up all of the reasons why you're doing what you're doing. Open that up for us.
Sure. Jamie Hopkins and Wade Pfau, they're both professors at the American College of Financial Services, and they're both huge backers of the reverse mortgage. And Wade Pfau actually works very, very closely with Fairway, with Harlan Akala, who is our top guy at Fairway. He is our regional, and he does all of our trainings and keeps us up to, up to date on, the industry as far as financial planning and the reverse world and stuff as like that. So they actually work very, very closely with us because they realized how dedicated we are, and the fact that their dedication to the reverse world, we kind of walk hand in hand with them.
Okay. All right. I'm going to back up and let you drive because there's a lot more to this than I know. And I wanted to give you a chance to talk about maybe even the downsides, the risk involved, because people have a concern with that, and then where you're going with this next.
Sure. Well, a fallacy has always been said that only 10% of the, senior population needs a reverse mortgage, when truthfully 90% does. Because, as I've said a million times, and I believe it very, very strongly, is, most seniors have two buckets. And back in 2009, 2010, when the market, took a huge hit, a lot of those seniors, their second bucket was drained. So you see more and more seniors that are having to work longer, and or even having to go back into the workplace because they've got to build up that second bucket. Well, by showing them that, hey, wait a minute, you actually have a third bucket you just haven't been told about. Let's look at that third bucket, because now you have tax-free money. You get to stay in your home. It's 100% tax-free. We can set a line of credit up for you. You get to draw from that line of credit and let your second bucket sit there and kind of recoup a little bit, if need be.
You caused me to wonder what percentage of the market is opened up to this process yet. I mean, because there's obviously a lot of people that need to know about it. But, I mean, how far down the road are we at, like 1% market penetration on the knowledge base for this or bigger?
Well, it's probably, as far as the financial planning side, is probably going to be a little bit less than 1%.
Wow, that's a huge market.
It is. It's a huge market, and it's a travesty because financial planners and RICPs and CFPs, they all have a fiduciary responsibility.
Right, they do. All
yeah.
right, contact info for you. It's not our last time. It's just our second time here, but contact
Sure.
info for you.
You can reach me at 972-839-8895. That's my direct line. And I'm with Fairway Mortgage.
Do you have to mention a mortgage number or anything?
Yes,
like
my NMLS number is 162304.
Perfect. Thanks, Gwen, for being on the show.
Thanks.
All right, that was Gwen Griffith. She is the retirement planner with Fairway Independent Mortgage Company, Fairway Independent MC.com. You've been listening to CEO Money with Michael Yorba, brought to you by Tycon Partners.